Hey guys!
And welcome back to our channel!
Ooh, we're doing something a bit different today. We're doing a brunch.
I'm so excited, I know.
A brunch, which is why we've uploaded it slightly earlier, because I felt weird uploading the brunch MUKBANG at like
I know.
5 PM.
I was like, James, it's fine, we can just upload at 5 PM. He was like, look, some people might want to have a brunch with us. We need to upload at an appropriate time. I was like, fine, 11 AM. Hash browns, cheesy flatbread, pancakes. Nice.
We both just did the wrong thing there. Like,
What? Took a
we
mouthful.
both took big mouthfuls at the same time.
I've got like 5 drinks, you've got a coffee, I've got the iced coffee, I've got the water, what am I having?
They've got this new mighty McMuffin now,
Oh yeah.
which is both bacon and sausage.
Ooh, nice. And thank you for getting me 4 syrups.
And that just came with it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I don't know whether it was a nice little extra. The girl who gave them to me was like, oh, I watch you guys.
Oh,
So
oh my
she
gosh, I
probably
feel
just
like...
went a bit overhaul.
I feel like that is extra because
Yeah.
that's like an okay amount, but now I'm going to use all 4. No,
I'm going to use all 4.
I'll save.
Your mouth is going to.
I'll save 2. I'll save 2. Oh yeah, this is my little fork to go with it. I might actually get a nicer knife and fork. Thanks, darling.
I got you.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome to our massive life update, catch up, everything like that. So I've screenshotted some questions. So I feel like without further ado, we should make our way through.
So screenshotted isn't actually a word.
What?
I know. Whenever I go to type it out, it doesn't. It comes up as like this isn't a word, like big red underline. I'm
Really?
pretty sure. Let's try it.
Oh yeah, I screenshot. Obviously, you say I screenshot. That sounds wrong. I screenshotted.
I have screenshot questions.
I have screenshot questions.
I've screenshot the questions I am going to answer.
That doesn't sound right.
Sounds a bit too aggressive, doesn't it?
That feels right. First question is your current house your forever home? Now, we had to go with this question first, guys, because we do have exciting news that we are moving house. I can't believe we're saying it. We are moving house, hopefully.
Ever the pessimist, James.
Yeah.
Ever the pessimist. Hopefully.
I know, like, woohoo!
You're like, it's definitely going to happen, and I'm like, it might not happen.
No.
I just don't know until you know.
We absolutely don't know yet, but I mean, we've answered this question loads of times in vlogs, and we've always said, like, we love houses. I mean, we've done at this house, we're doing up our fixer-upper.
Some
it's
people
something
hug
we just
trees,
love.
we hug houses.
We love it.
We're like,
okay, I
come on
say
in.
maybe it's a bit more me than
Yeah,
you two,
I would say so.
and I'm just dragging you in.
Yeah, I get pulled along for the ride, you know.
There's several reasons why we're moving, you know, or thinking of moving, and
well, it's our personality, isn't it?
we're
And
always
like,
on Rightmove.
people think we're mad,
Yeah.
but we do literally live on Rightmove, and we have been thinking about it lately for numerous reasons, which we'll talk about in the future. But like, a house came up, and we were like, we absolutely love it.
I love it.
We were like, we absolutely love it, and we love it now. We love what it can be.
Yeah, and we
So-
love this house too. So it's just
Yeah.
mixed emotions. But yeah, we'll keep you updated. But like James said, the pessimistic view is it might still not happen.
Well, you just don't know.
You don't.
You just don't know, guys. You don't know until you know, and it's an extremely stressful time. Carys just there designing the house we're potentially going to get.
Mood board.
And I'm there stressing over, you know, the fact that, you know, whatever.
We're really lucky as well that like that type of, you know, house content and things is, you know, content that we create on here, and it is part of our job in a sense. And that's why we wanted to do the fixer-upper. We wanted to share like another house kind of transformation journey. It's what I love to watch and like look at online, and I love the fact that we get to create that now as well. I can't believe really that that's part of our job.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's just such a dream, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, take you guys along with us, definitely.
Yeah, we can't wait. So yeah, we're kind of like vlogging everything.
Once the stressful bit's over, otherwise
And we can breathe. James in every vlog now is going to be like stressed. Okay, is having 2 young kids as easy as you two make it look? Right, I'm sorry if we've made it look easy.
Do we make it look easy?
We're stressed. It's like, for us, it was definitely a jump going from, like another question we had a lot was like, what was the hardest jump? Going from 0 to 1 or going from 1 to 2? For us,
Definitely 1 to 2. And I also think it was, like we always say and we go on about, like we had Amber during COVID and everything was so chilled.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
even if you wanted to do things, you couldn't really do things. And so we just used to chill at home, like with Amber, like literally doing nothing. It was like such a magical time. Whereas now, we've got Mabel, we're trying to do quite a few worky bits, we've got loads of exciting things happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got Amber who's 2, who was a bit harder at 2 than she was at like
Toddlers are much harder than newborns, okay? I mean, that's going to be different for every baby, but I feel like Amber's like a good as gold toddler, But toddlers, every single toddler out there is exhausting.
She is good as gold on the whole.
She is, absolutely.
And we would never complain about her.
No, like she's literally as angelic as she could be. She still just loves life and wants to be in your face 24/7. Let's do this, let's do that, bouncy, let's go on the trampoline. You're like, by the end of the day, you're frazzled.
You're just there trying to cook dinner. And it's like, I was like, trampoline, now, can we go on the trampoline? And we're like, how am I just watching some telly for 10 minutes? No, garden. Okay.
She's going to be so sad when it's winter and it's like she spends so much time outside at the moment.
Summer's so much easier though, isn't it? Because you can just kind of like send them outside and watch them from the window.
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is we've got a really good support system.
We've got a crazy good support system. Like right now, Amber's at my parents' for the day, and Mabel's currently in the lounge with Carys' mum.
Yeah.
So we've got like both parents involved today, which is crazy.
We haven't,
A lot of people don't have one single grandparent, yet alone.
I just think you've got, if you haven't got support and you're struggling, I feel like you've got to give yourself so much grace for that. Like you've got to understand that that's
Big
not,
time.
If you're seeing people, whether it be online or in person, that are like, you know, able to get on with things, it's probably going to be because they've got a good support network, and it's so, if you don't have that, then you're freaking smashing it. Don't even get me started on single mums, like it's just, wow, you need a trophy, medal, everything.
But yeah, we are extremely lucky. Like Amber doesn't go to nursery or anything, but she has 3 days a week where she's at various grandparents.
Yeah, we're just really lucky with that. And then also the other thing I wanted to say was, and this is the whole like thing with being online and like seeing people and like watching people that are online, whether it's about kids or not, you don't see the full picture. So obviously we're vlogging away, la-di-da. If it then gets to a really stressful time where like Amber's, you know, having a toddler moment and, you know, Mabel's screaming, the last thing we're going to do is pick up the camera. It's just not for us, is it? Like we can't, like that's just not.
So I think it's for two reasons. I think when the kids are being a little bit more difficult, it's because they want something, it's because they're upset for whatever reason. Like we want to obviously give them then 100% of our focus.
Yeah.
Plus potentially having other things on. So like we would never then vlog. We would never vlog when things are difficult. So you only ever see, you know, when life is relatively easy, because that's kind of when we're able to vlog and we, you know.
But I try to either talk about times that have been stressful or remember to mention that as a reminder, because it's so easy to forget. And I forget as well when I'm scrolling through Instagram, scrolling on social media, and you're just seeing everyone's highlights and you're just like, oh my gosh, how is everyone just like loving life, like glowy, summery, and I'm here like rocking in the corner, like my frizzy hair, like, and it's just so good to be reminded that social media is a reel of highlights.
Oh yeah, big
we
time.
all know it, but like you just forget that other, you know, if whatever you're struggling with, there's going to be someone else out there struggling with the same thing, and just not wanting to talk about it online, and that's absolutely fine, you know.
This is really good, this mighty McMuffin.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it smells from it. It looks a bit full for me, you know.
There's a bit too much going on.
Yeah,
like this. It's just like, what is that? What is that? Like,
could be more opposite, could they?
Like,
James, they literally could be
that
more.
just looks like a
hold them up
giant
side by
surprise.
side. Yours is thick. You like a bit of a thick sandwich. Mine's paper thin. Oh my.
It's got ketchup in it already.
Is there anything in mine? I think I just got pitta then.
Tasty? Dry?
Dry.
A big gallon of water. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Guys, don't even ask why. The next question. I screenshot these last night in bed.
Oh no. Were you drunk?
Do you sleep in socks? Why did I screenshot that? I think I was like, ooh, good question, because I have a story to tell about myself sleeping in socks. I never used to sleep in socks, guys. And
I have a story to tell about this.
Story time. Could have done an individual
Sock
video about this
story
amazing
time.
story. It is seriously so boring, but I do, like genuinely, who sleeps in socks and who doesn't? Because I, like literally, you wouldn't have caught me dead in a sock in bed. Ages, I was like that. Then I can't remember what happened, guys. I just put on a pair of socks one
What
night.
happened
I
was that
think
energy prices went up and the heating went down,
James
especially
literally
through the
won't turn
night.
he literally won't turn the heating on. I'm freezing. Now I've got a newborn baby. He'll turn it up a little bit, you know,
now
to keep
it's
her,
up, obviously.
keep
Well,
it
not
nice
in
and
the
warm.
summer, but
No, it's boiling.
yeah, lucky you. If she gets a bit older.
That's a joke, by the way, before anyone says that seriously. He doesn't control me.
No, but I do control the heater.
Yeah, you do. I think I was like cold one night. I put a pair of socks on. I haven't gone back. I literally, no matter how hot it gets,
Really?
I've got to have.
Right, no, you
I'll
wear
be
socks
naked with socks on.
Alright, cheeky.
You're stark naked, or whether it's like 5 degrees or 50.
I'm the same. I can't wear socks to bed.
No.
And sometimes when it is really cold, I will wear socks.
I'll be like,
and then I'll have to take them off after like 10 minutes.
I even bought you
can't
sleep
sleep.
socks.
I literally can't sleep with socks on. It's not happening.
I know. I used to be like you.
You're a changed woman. Any socks? Cows will literally wear skinny, tiny trainer liners to bed.
That's what I like to wear.
Pop socks, that's what they're called. You will literally wear pop socks, and I'm like, what is the point? I can understand fluffy socks. I can even kind of understand.
That's my summer sock for bed now. I need a trainer liner, a very thin pop sock.
Do you just need your toes? They just need to be pushed together.
I need a bit of comfort. Because I used to tuck my duvet under. Do you remember?
You tried to do it last night. You did try to do it last night. And I'm there, nice and cosy. Tucked comes the duvet, feet out.
But I didn't have socks on.
Selfish. It's just so selfish.
And I roll it up and your feet are just hanging on there.
And then I'm there, I'm kicking it back down, and then 5 minutes later,
tuck it in.
I don't know how you do it. It's some sort of magic thing you do with your feet. Where you're kicking it, they do it up in the air, and then someone managed to get your feet and wrap it under. And the next thing I know, my feet are out the duvet. And that's also a weird sensation. I don't like wearing socks to bed, but my whole body's under the duvet, and then my feet are out. I'm like, this just feels weird.
No, I can't deal with my feet out of the duvet. Obviously.
I want them out. If I do the whole tuck over the duvet, the whole bum out, leg out kind of thing, that move, shite on the duvet.
That's even more delicious than usual.
Mm.
So basically, do you sleep with socks on or not?
Do you? You do, yes.
Oh, of course I do.
Well, you did answer the we could have just said yes and then moved on, couldn't we? Really?
Right. Okay. I screenshotted loads. I just love a Q&A. I just love talking to you. I just love talking to you guys.
Carys last week did her first podcast. As in, she was a guest.
Yeah.
On someone else's podcast, and she really enjoyed it. Now I have been on to Carys for quite a while now about starting a podcast with me.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, did that take a turn? I am really proud of you for going on the podcast. Did you want me to pick you up a bit more?
No.
Go, Carys! She went on her
I
first
thought you were
podcast.
gonna say...
I'm really proud of her. Can we get a whoop 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 whoop? Okay, so...
No, I thought you were going to say I've been on her to do more podcasts and interviews and things in the past, and now I did. But no, you took a turn back to the we should start a podcast.
Selfishness.
I just don't know, guys. Who listens to podcasts? Loads of people.
Everyone.
James does, and every time he puts one on, I'm hooked in. But yeah, I always feel like I don't have time to do a podcast, and I'm I don't know how we'd find time to do a podcast. But I also love, basically these Q&As are basically a podcast. That's what I always say.
Well,
they're basically a podcast because they're just talking.
My point is, should we be doing these kind of things on podcasts?
Yeah.
Because people have so much more time in a day to listen to a podcast than watch a YouTube video. Because I listen to podcasts when I drive, when I walk the dog, when I'm hanging the washing out.
I know.
But if I watch a YouTube video doing those things,
I know.
But if you do, you're going to crash.
But I don't know, there's just something saying no to me about doing a podcast, but also I love the idea of doing it because, like James said, I went...
Whoopsie!
I think I was talking about this in the last vlog anyway, how I was I put it off for literally 7 years that I've been online. I've been no interviews, no podcasts, it makes me so anxious. And then I brought out this journal, and when we were doing the contract with the journal, HarperCollins, who published the journal, were it might be good to do some podcast, and I thought, right, I might as well just use this as my chance to just do it. Just think I've got to do it and just do it. And I absolutely loved it. They were called Self-Care Club. It's coming out on the 17th of July. We talked...
You're just too passionate. You're too passionate about podcasting. That's the issue.
All things self-love, body confidence, that's what we were talking about. And when they asked me, do I want to come on and talk about self-confidence? And I thought, what else would I want to bloom and talk about, guys? If there was going to be one thing and one type of podcast I would want to go on, it would be that, wouldn't it? I literally harp on to you guys for about 20 minutes in an hour-long vlog about
want to do
my journey.
CEO and just get grilled.
Oh my gosh, James. They'd be like, do you even know how much money's in your bank account? And I'd be like, no. The Diary of a CEO, that would be absolutely hilarious if I went on that podcast. Just would not be happening. I'd have to take you on as a sidekick. Diary of a CEO, you're the actual CEO.
No.
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 No. Okay. No.
No. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I was just harping on about self-love on the podcast, and I absolutely loved it, and it was great. And yeah, I was gonna say something I spoke about then, but I remembered there was another question. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's tie it in.
Yeah, let's tie it in.
This is good. We're tying it in.
This was about something we spoke about on the podcast, and there was a question.
Okay.
What's a value that you'll teach your girls? I love that question.
What's a value?
Why don't you think about yours?
Oh my goodness me.
Oh my god, why don't you think about yours? Why did that sound like a teacher?
That is...
Why don't you sit there, James? Get your little pen and paper and think about your values.
We're going to play heads down, thumbs up.
Yeah? No, it's not head down, thumbs up. Time for games.
Oh.
Just think about your values, James.
Okay.
So this is kind of tied into what I was talking about on the podcast, because they asked me kind of a similar thing on the podcast of, obviously, like, I've been on my own journey, and like I get so emotional when I think about my girls growing up and going on a similar journey, and I just never want them to, like, we were just talking about how carefree kids are. They just run around naked, they don't think about how they look, they don't care about how you look, they don't, and then suddenly society weighs down on us and makes us feel a certain way about ourselves.
Society doesn't want adults to run around naked. And it's just unfair.
We've got to change the narrative.
I would quite like to just wear a t-shirt and nothing on my bottom half and just run around naked. But society, y'all. It's just weighed me down.
No.
The pressure to fit in.
But why is it actually true though? Basically, I was saying, like, my mum had a friend who's a psychologist. He told her something, she told me something, and now I'm like...
he's a psychiatrist.
Oh, did I say psychologist on the podcast?
Maybe.
He was telling my mum about, like, how it's really important to get your kids to check in with how they feel about things. And then when he explained this example, I thought, oh my gosh, that's so true. So say your child's drawing a picture. If you're a parent like us, you can't help but be like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful, even if they've just gone, You're like, oh, I love it, it's so amazing.
Most of the drawings on the table rather than on the paper.
On the wall.
And is it really a drawing?
Yeah, it's art.
To be fair, most modern art these days
exactly,
is very
looks like
similar
that,
to
yeah.
what toddlers do.
I know. So, you know, you say, oh, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's perfect. You forget to, like, ask them how they feel about things. And then, when they get older, and say they go to school and someone says, you're so ugly today, they don't think about checking in with themselves and, like, how do I feel? How do I feel about myself? It's straight away, like, relying on other people's opinions. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not going to stop saying, oh my god, I love your drawings, they're perfect. It just flows out my mouth before I've even got a chance to, like, not say it, and I just love it.
Yeah, so you're meant to check in with them, and we do it so much, don't we, that we're like, your painting, it's so lovely, I love it. How do you feel about your painting?
We literally, as soon as we do it, we go, let's check in. How do you feel about that, Amber? Or we're singing, that's beautiful. Do you like singing? Just asking them about how they feel about things makes them validate their own opinion, because that's really all, like, who cares what people at school think about us? Who cares what other people think about us? It is about validating our own opinion, and we have, sometimes we grow up with such little validation of our own opinion, whether that be for whatever reason. And I just think that's so important. So I'm really excited to keep, like, doing that and checking in with her.
The thing is, I think it's natural when you grow up, or even as adults, to kind of want to make people around you proud, like people who have put time and effort into you. So whether that's your parents or carers or teachers or a coach or whatever, like, you want to make those people proud because they put time and effort into you, into developing you into the person you are. But the main person you should always want to make proud is yourself. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, it's okay to want to make other people proud, but then if you're not making yourself proud, you're doing the wrong thing.
I love that, Bill. Yeah. That's so true. Why don't you start a podcast? You'd be so good. Hey, why don't you start one on your own?
Just me. Talking on my own. Oh goodness, I would literally, like, have to restart it like 1 trillion times. It'd probably take me a good, like, 10 hours to film 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the editing would just be such a mishmash.
Hi,
welcome to our podcast.
Next question. I've got one more piece of pancake. Next question is, what is our dream collab?
Probably Cadbury's.
Oh.
Yeah, shout.
I thought our manager said that Cadbury they were.
There was a chat on that, but that didn't come through, unfortunately. But maybe in the future.
I don't know. I feel like I've got loads of. I feel like I already work with, like, a lot, like, all brands that I just love. But I feel like this isn't really a collab, but my, like, dream thing that I've always wanted to do is, you guys know I love fashion and I love clothes. And literally since day one, like, online, I've been obsessed with, like, reviewing jeans, because what is it about denim and jeans? You just can't, like, I uploaded a TikTok the other day of me trying on, and it made it into the Sun online, guys.
Amazing.
Woo!
We were lying in bed last night and Carys was just like, look Jace, I'm in the Sun.
In the
and
Sun.
I was like, oh yeah. Back to my Kindle.
Like, he wasn't even, he was like, cool, I'm in a newspaper, thank you. Yeah, he was trying on.
Cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cool. He was trying on 3 different types of jeans, 3 jeans that are all the same, mum jeans, from Topshop, Abercrombie and ASOS. And like the Pull and Bear ones literally like wouldn't even go past my, like, and then the Abercrombie ones were massive on me, and then the Topshop ones fitted perfect, and they were all in size 16, and that just sums it up really. So anyway, I'm sidetracking now, but my dream collab would be like making jeans. I mean, I've done it through my In The Style collections, and I've absolutely loved creating my dream jeans. I know, like, I can't believe how many thousands of those we've sold, and like I just get the loveliest messages, and that would just be my dream, would be to like
just forever
dream jeans, just to like start, these are the dream jeans, and like create a brand that actually creates jeans that just fit and feel good, and just have like a good size and range, and just they're just like feel good jeans that you just need in your life, because they're such a staple product. And why are they so hard to get right? And when you get them right, they feel amazing, and you're like, oh my gosh, they really hold my body, they support my body, and they...
Just gonna get you a tissue, because
Why?
you're starting to cry. It's getting so emotionally into
Am I?
I'm joking.
Oh. I just looked at my phone screen.
You must feel so much. You just seem so passionate. And I was like, I'm just get a tissue here. You just got a couple of tears.
I went, am I? No, I'm not in tears yet. I'm too passionate. The tears aren't flowing yet. I am passionate about this. Anyway, so that's something that we've dreamed of forever. Before that, I sort of like, we started our homeware brand, which I loved, and that was such a dream. And we started it. We always wanted that to be like just us. Sorry, I'm talking so much.
Honestly, I'm just smiling and nodding.
Are you enjoying it?
Actually, the sofa cleaner's on his way.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I just need to text him our address.
Yeah.
We're getting our sofa cleaned.
You do
Yeah,
that.
no, it's very exciting.
You know, we're getting the sofa cleaned today, guys. It's a mess. We started Whittaker House, which we absolutely loved. We always wanted to start that. I don't know why, but we always wanted to start it with me and James doing absolutely everything. So like packaging all the orders, doing it all. It felt like something we really wanted to have as like a very small business that we loved doing everything for, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we loved that time in our life when we did that. And I think it was because we'd had bad experiences in the past of collabing with other companies, which like took our merch so that we could ship thousands of things. We'd had really bad experiences with that, and we'd kind of had to lose a lot of money kind of rectifying all the problems and stuff. So we thought, right, next time we want to start something, let's just do it us, keep it really small, and like just enjoy creating products and starting that type of business. So that's what Whittaker House was, wasn't it?
I think one of the best things you can do at life is, delegate. If you're
yeah.
not very good at something, just admitting that and delegating to someone else. But when you feel like this other person isn't doing as good as a job as you
It's
would
what you'd want to do,
it's
yeah.
really difficult then.
So we then basically, when we started Whittaker House, we wanted to start it like really small, and we loved doing that. But again, we couldn't upscale it, and we didn't really realise, even with how much stock we kind of had to buy in with like minimum units and stuff, how much time that took us to like post and package everything and do everything like that. So we had to put that on pause. I still look back on that and I'm like, I love the brand we created, I love the products we made, I love the small businesses we worked with, I love the whole thing.
It was no regrets, because you especially, we always wanted to do it.
We
like,
did,
it was always your dream to start a homeware brand, and I think we did it right. Like, we were really happy with how we did it, and I think that just shows that it probably just was never meant to be.
Exactly.
Because we did it exactly how we wanted to, and it didn't quite work out.
So that was basically a dream. A dream of mine would be jeans for us all, and you know what? Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen, guys. Who knows?
No, there's still plenty. That sounds quite grim, doesn't it?
What?
I was going to say there's still plenty of life left to live. You know what, guys? It could happen. The gene round.
We've got a bit more life to live.
We've got a little bit more life to go yet. Okay, it's not all over yet for us.
I'll make it happen, guys. I'm going to work on it, don't worry. Right, so next one is, can you share a bit more about Mabel's birth? I feel like we haven't heard you speak on it. When I read that question, I thought, but I've got the birth vlog. And then I thought, actually, I never really spoke to you guys. The birth vlog was so, obviously in the moment, it was literally just the birth of Mabel, that I never really spoke to you guys about it. And honestly, I don't even know where to start. I feel like I surely would have done like a question in a Q&A or something. I feel like I can't not have spoken about it.
Smashed through a bullet pointed
basically
thing of how Mabel's birth went.
Yeah, so obviously if you want to see how it went, there's a whole birth vlog, which is literally like everything that happened. But basically it was a super quick birth. I was induced, and then
you were induced because they thought your waters broke.
Yeah, because they thought my waters were broken, or there was like, that morning they were like concerned with their heart rate and things like that. Then they looked into things a bit more, and they'd like seen that my waters had broken a little while ago, and then they basically were like, look, we need to induce you. So they induced me, and I think they started the hormone drip at 9 o'clock, and Mabel was here by 11 o'clock.
You had your TENS machine, my
comb. Oh, God!
You had your comb, you had your TENS machine.
I just cry thinking back to it. I can't believe it actually happened how it happened. I never thought I'd have a birth that was so quick. Obviously it was quick because the hormone drip was like, let's get this baby out.
Happened. Like, they started the hormone drip at 9, and they were like, oh, we'll check you at 1 o'clock. To see how
they obviously didn't think it was going to be 2 hours.
So you must have been quick. I know it was your second birth, which is quicker than first, but still,
yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was crazy as well because, like, yeah, I think like it was hard to tell, but I probably would have been about, I don't know, 7 centimeters, say, when I started having the gas and air. Like I was using my TENS machine. I was using all the pain relief, that I could get my hands on. Then I think I would have been about 9 or 10 centimeters when I was like, I need the epidural. I was like, I need it now. Like, because I knew that this was always going to be the way, and I'd do it again if I had to give birth again. It was always going to be the way. I knew that I had the epidural, which I had to have the first time with Amber, and it was like, I was like laughing, touching her head. I was like, like, oh, the baby's coming out. Oh, push.
I was falling sick on you when you laughed at that.
Yeah, I pushed so hard I threw up into my little bowl, and then James poured my own sick on me. So that was
distracted. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so what was I saying?
Yeah, I wonder how much you'd not slowed down, but I wonder how much earlier you could have given birth, because you were bouncing on that ball.
Yeah, I know.
The whole time bouncing on your ball, and you started just being in so, like, obviously the whole thing was painful, but you started being in like so much pain. It was like a different urge.
It was like
you had that different urge because you didn't know it with Amber, because you I
didn't know what was
had the epidural. You didn't know what it was.
I knew. I'm surprised that I like know my body so well, and we've done the hypnobirthing course, and I knew that mooing, when you start doing that, is like the baby coming out. And
you just stayed bouncing.
I was bouncing. Then, but you know what? I think it literally it was one contraction where I was like a little moo, like, and then I was like, no, it's fine. No, and then it was the midwife that was like, are you feeling pressure? That was it. Everyone kept saying, I know you were. You were like, can you feel pressure? You knew all
do you
stuff.
feel the urge to push? And you're like,
no, I'm not mooing. What are you on about? I didn't feel the pressure. We were laughing after because when I got up from the ball, Mabel's head was literally out, and like we were laughing that I was bouncing on the ball and she was probably bouncing back up inside like, guys, I really want to come out now. And we were cracking up. But basically I stood up, the midwife was like, get on the bed, because her head was basically coming out. And then she just wanted to shoot out like a blowing water slide, so they had to like slow my breathing down, calm me down. I think that period, which was obviously such a short period of time, it was under 5 minutes long, but my push-up was under 5 minutes. But if it had lasted longer,
so long.
It was so long.
I can hardly run for 5 minutes without stopping. It's like, how can you endure that for 5 minutes? Like, it's mental, isn't it? Like,
I wouldn't have been able to do much longer.
For that to be a short period of time, it's crazy.
You know what, it was like...
And it did go like that, didn't it?
It was the best birth. I look back on it and it's the dream. I love it so much. But I'm not going to lie, like at the time, I was like, I took a minute, didn't I? After it happened, that pain, when the baby comes out, I feel like I never want to scare anyone. I never want to like, if you feel like you'll be scared, you can just skip this part. But I think it's also good to like give honest, talk honestly about it. Because I think so many people, are traumatized by birth, haven't been able to voice these opinions of how freaking much they were in pain and how much they suffered. There's such a hard balance to get between, I only ever want to give like positive, birth stories, but also like, I can't actually believe that I survived that much pain. I literally felt like my body was ripping in half from head to toe. I cannot express it. Like I'll never feel that much pain again if I never have another child. Like, and you'll never experience that much pain. You're like, how did I survive? And then it took me a minute, because after obviously having Amber, I was like, da 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 da, like, oh my baby.
They were opposites though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because after having Amber, you were like mentally 100% fine.
And I was ready to have her.
But you physically couldn't move.
I know.
Whereas
And they
with
took her away.
Mabel-
And they took her
And
away.
they took her away
With
for like
Mabel.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
But with Mabel, like, you were physically actually so much better.
I
like,
was,
you were
yeah.
up and walking within like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty
Took me 10 minutes to recover.
But like, yeah, it was mentally hard, wasn't it?
It was, and she was given straight to me, and you know, like everyone's like, oh, as soon as you hold your baby, you'll be like, oh my god. And you know what? I was so emotional. I was so happy that she was here and here safely. But for a minute, I couldn't look at her. Like I just had to look at you, and I had to just look forward and be like, okay, I'm fine. Like I did it, and I needed to catch my breath. And I think if that's what you've been through, and you've like, it's not that whole like lifting up your baby and being like, like it doesn't have to be like that. Like
also, don't do that to your baby. That's just gonna the head will be like,
oh my god, true.
It's not gonna end well. I got a bit scared.
Yeah. I think it was horrible
I
to do
didn't
as
know
well.
how to react because obviously watching you go through it, which was, you know, very, very, very hard in itself.
Yeah.
Obviously harder than doing it. Obviously, it was traumatic. But it was hard to watch you.
It was, yeah.
And then I could see you were like zoning out and you weren't like looking at Mabel at all. And I was like, you did it.
I know,
you did it. Look, she's here. And
Oh,
I was like,
don't.
I didn't even know if you'd realise she was like there on you, if you get me. Because you were like so kind of out like this.
Know.
And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, look, Carys, you did it. Mabel's here. Look at her. She's so pretty. Look at Mabel.
So I watched that.
And you were just there like,
I watched the clips back, and I just love that you're like, she's here. Before anyone else, she pops out and you're like, she's here, Carys. And I'm like, ah. I literally can't, I'm gonna cry my eyes out.
it was hard. It was hard. Like, it was magical but hard. But like, well, I think the vast majority of births are magical and hard. And they're hard, but like, it's nothing. Honestly, guys or other partners, like, it's not the same. We have it so easy, but it's still hard in a completely different way.
Of course it is, and like
It's nowhere near as hard. Like they don't even like relate. But you can struggle
different type
as the
of
birth
struggle.
partner as well. Definitely.
It's a different type of struggle.
Definitely.
It's nobody wants to see their partner in that much pain
No.
and that much suffering. Like
I felt guilty.
Of course you
because
do.
we'd had so many conversations before the birth.
Yeah.
About like, are you gonna have the epidural?
Yeah.
And you were like, no. And I was like, oh, that sounds good. Like,
Yeah.
You feel guilty for me not being there going, have the epidural, have the epidural,
No.
have the epidural. Just have the epidural.
And you'll be
yourself.
fine. You would have been fine from the start if I'd have just said to have it. But I always wanted it like that. I always knew that. And if it hadn't gone as quickly, it would have been, you know, good in another way because I knew my limit and I knew this was my limit right now. I asked for the epidural as soon as I knew my limit.
Yeah.
I didn't push myself past, you know, where I was like, I don't know, I just feel like I could have been, you know.
You wanted to stay in control. And you were on that. You were just starting to lose control.
I lost it because it went too quick.
Yeah.
So like I said, can I have the epidural? When I was in control. By the next contraction, I was out of control because it had gone that quick.
Yeah,
you know, I was going like
yeah.
a centimetre every kind of
I
whatever.
started panicking.
Yeah,
and
you were
tried
not
so
panicking.
hard to like bring your breath under control.
Yeah, I know. Midwives are amazing. Like they're so like. At one point, she was literally like, "Carys, listen to me," and it's just like I needed that. I needed her to like slap me in the face and be like, "Listen, stop. You're being pathetic. All right, chill out and take it down a notch."
This is perfectly natural. So many women go through this.
You
Get
better.
a grip.
The baby's sleeping. Yeah, so it was so many mixed emotions with that birth experience, but I just loved it. I absolutely loved it, but also I knew how, like, because you forget about things so quickly, don't you?
Mm.
Like, you just, like, that's how
And
we
then
work as
literally,
humans.
like half an hour later, we're like, oh, I'm tired. I can't sleep. The baby's crying.
I
Why's
know.
the baby crying? I want to go to bed.
I know. And then, yeah, I loved it, but also I would be nervous to do it again, for sure. But what was worse was my pregnancy, which I think is, again, a lot of questions where I spoke on my story the other day about, I can't remember in what context it was, but I was like, you know, I think it was the fact that, I was saying Mabel was so, I was saying, wow.
I was saying.
I was so too excited. I was saying on my story, I think Mabel was sent to us like to try and convince us to have more kids because she's so chill, she's so like cute. She started giggling. She's just like, hee hee, come on guys, have more babies, they'll just sleep like I do and just chill like I do. And I was saying that I think she was sent to us to have more kids, which obviously meant that, you know, like we've spoken about to you guys loads of times, that we are pretty sure we're just having 2 kids. And everyone was like, what? I thought you were having 4 kids. I thought you were having this. So loads of the questions from Instagram were like, you know, why aren't you having more kids? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And I think we always knew after Amber that we just wanted 2, didn't we?
I think so, yeah.
We always say never because you can
we are
literally
still
never say never.
relatively young, and you know, we could have a third in 10 years' time, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, all going well.
Yeah, like our friends haven't like started having kids yet, have they? And we always say we'll probably get a bit broody when our friends start having kids.
They're probably not going to start for another 4, 5, 6 years at least.
Yeah, it'll go one way or the other.
Yeah, or we could just be sitting there chilling, and they could have kids, and they're not sleeping at night.
We'll be laughing, like remember those times, James? No.
I don't really know what would make us like want to have another. It would just be that want. I don't think there's any changes in life. Or
no, we're so like set on 2, which I'm surprised at, because previously, as you guys know, I've been the one that's like, I want 5, 6 kids, like I want a massive family.
Kids to dogs? Is that suitable?
No.
No? I'm going to do it anyway. Well, I was just thinking, like, say we wanted or needed to go off for the day.
Yeah.
And it was a weekend, so none of the kids were in school.
Yeah.
I feel like you could give 2 kids to grandparents.
3's a lot.
3 is a lot. 4, I don't know, you're pushing the grandparents' limits there, aren't you?
There's no grandparent that can look after 4 kids, is there?
Well, I'm sure there are. I'm sure we're going to get comments about amazing grandparents looking after 4+ kids, but... Do you know what I mean?
That's rough. That's hard.
It's an element of selfishness.
For sure. I was kind of saying that in terms of pregnancy. My last pregnancy 100% has put me off any future pregnancies. First trimester, I'm not doing it again. Okay? I'm not doing it again.
I didn't think the first trimester was anywhere near as bad as your last trimester, with all the hip pain.
Oh, it was all bad.
The stomach pain. The eczema was.
Oh, right.
So
we had
sore.
first trimester. Boom. You're going to just feel like a bag of balls. Then the next...
Sorry? What kind of footballs? Tennis balls?
Yeah, exactly. Then we had middle trimester. Why not just eczema me, flare up me eczema every day on my eyes, on my arms. We were looking back at pictures of me yesterday, last night.
Like a panda.
Like that, boom, eczema, everywhere. So sore, so painful. I was like, can't do this. Boom, eczema's gone. What have we got now? Hip pain, pelvic pain, can't move. I just can't do pregnancy.
But pregnancy is magical, guys.
It's
magical. You should appreciate every moment. It's like complain.
It's like the birth all over again, the birth sort of things. Like, obviously you want to be positive about it, and like throughout the whole thing I was always so grateful, that because like I just think you can't take pregnancy for granted, you know, in a sense of like, you are so lucky if you're able to be pregnant and have children. I just think you are. But you're allowed to complain about it as well, because it's really hard and sometimes it really gets you down, and it's okay to just be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this another day, because that's literally like what I was like towards the end, for sure.
And then you decided to start a homeware brand.
I did, whilst pregnant. That was fun. That's probably what caused my hip pain, because I was there packaging and lifting the boxes. Oh, what a roller coaster. Anyway, so we're pretty sure we're still have 2 kids, you know. Anyway, we haven't hardly done any questions. I've got loads here to do.
But then it's quick fire 3 to finish.
Do you have time for sex life with 2 babies, work and life? No.
No, not really.
Not really.
Next question.
Not really. Threads opinions. Ooh, the new social media, guys. Who's on it? I'm finding it really confusing, because I've only ever like shared like social media stuff with like pictures and videos, and that's like been my whole last years on social media, and now suddenly it's like I was never on Twitter, and this is like Twitter, and I'm like, what do I write? I'm not good with words, I'm dyslexic, so I don't know. What do you think about it? Next question. How come, you've said Mabel's your last pregnancy, we've done that one. Are you in your forever home? We've done that one. The Whittaker house one, we've done that one. How do you get over being self-conscious? Surround yourself with...
You just decide not to be.
Surround yourself, follow people online that look like you, that feel good in their bodies, and think about what your values are in life and what you're going to vision yourself on your rocking chair, 80 years old.
Yes.
You're going to look back on life.
Yes.
What do you want your life to be? Do you want your life to be being, you know, a certain size, being a certain body shape, this and that, or do you want your life to be full of memories, experiences, feeling confident? And also, let me tell you, the more confident you are, the more energy you give out that is sexy. That is the sexiest... My mum's in the garden with Mabel. The sexiest thing you can wear is knowing your value, knowing that, Oh, life's too
The
short.
sexiest thing you can wear
is knowing your value.
I like it.
Yeah. Once you know your value, you will glow. And you just have it. That's a fact. You have value. But you're choosing whether you believe it or not. And some days I struggle to believe that I have value because we all do. But most days they're not now.
Oh, value. I struggle.
I don't value. I'm worthy. I'm not. It's just life's roller coaster.
That change of tone of voice. Some days I struggle.
It's like a poem I'm doing. Some days I struggle. Value. I'm insecure. Okay. Do you sleep in socks? Yeah, we've done that one.
That was the biggest one.
Yes. What's a value? Okay, we've actually answered them all, haven't you? Haven't we? Haven't you? Oh my god, we've answered them all. Oh, has Amber started potty training properly? She has. She's loving it. Honestly, the Elmo potty training thing was like the best thing ever. Like, you press his arm and he does a wee and she's like, oh my god, we on the potty. Then obviously because Elmo's on the potty, she wants to go on the potty. So we're doing it. We're doing it at our own pace, aren't we?
We are, and we're just doing it at the moment our own way. Don't know why. We're giving it a go, and probably in a few months we'll be like, what are we doing? And we'll follow some sort of plan.
Yeah, that's because I love doing a course. You guys know I love doing a course for eating, the sleeping, the newborn, like everything I love doing a course for. I was meant to do the potty training course. I didn't have time before she started being like, I'm doing a wee, I want to do it on the potty. So we bought her potty ages ago. We had it in the toilet.
I know, we clearly thought she was going to be like a 9-month-old like that, celery on a potty.
I know.
She couldn't even walk.
She just started like wanting to wee on it and stuff, so she uses it pretty much when we're at home. She uses it all the time. Like she doesn't wear a nappy. It's just we haven't tips, guys. Would be great.
Lots of accidents.
We haven't. Yeah, there are. But you know, it's summer. It's fine. We're in the garden most of the time. Not all the time. The sofa cleaner's coming.
It's pretty bad time to get it clean without potty training.
We'll have him back next week. We're just trying to figure out how to do that next step. Of I know it's like really common when they like got nothing on, they'll do it, and then when they put like leggings on or something, it'll feel kind of like they've got a nappy on again. So any tips would be good on that one. One thing you would change about the other person can be tiny and petty.
Oh, at night when you do that duvet thing where you kick it under and my feet are on show. Actually, I've got a really petty one.
What is it?
You put all of your dirty plates and cups and bowls on top of the dishwasher. Just put them in the dishwasher.
I know.
You bring them out. Yeah, it's a lovely clean kitchen, and it could just be like 2 glasses.
I know.
The dishwasher sometimes is open. It's like ready to be stacked
open.
Loaded.
The whole drawer's open, ready.
It's ready to go, and it just makes its way on top of the kitchen surface.
I know.
That's my petty one. Go on, hit me back.
Mine would be...
our dirty laundry.
I think I've said this one last time, but mine's like, oh, do you want to go, do you want to get something for takeaway? Yeah, you go on, you decide, Carys, you decide. Wagamama's. I don't think so. I'm not going to get takeaway then. You can get it if you want. I'm not feeling a Wagamama's.
I'm sorry, guys. Wagamama's is
you
the
decide,
worst
baby girl.
takeaway
Look, it's your day. You decide. I fancy a Wagamama's. Yeah, I'm not getting takeaway with you.
I forget.
I'm not getting takeaway.
I forget that every time I ask, it's always Wagamama's. Always. And Wagamama's, guys. Okay, you're probably all going to disagree. It's the worst takeaway. Okay. Yeah. When you go to Wagamama's, eat the food, it's good, it's great. But for takeaway, it's so expensive. It arrives cold because it's not actually near us, the Wagamama's. And it's just not good. It's just not good takeaway.
Okay, next question. Okay. Do you guys go out and hang out with friends individually? So we've got like loads of friends that are, I think it's probably because we've been together since we were about 17. We met like each other's friends when they were also 17. Like we've kind of grown up with them, that like basically our friends have become, we've got like we're groups, we're
and
just
all
one
of
big
our friends
group.
are in couples. Like all of our friends have long-term partners, and we all get on.
Meet up as partners,
as a group.
Yeah.
So we do often hang out as a group.
Yeah, so like my 2 closest friends that I've been friends with since literally primary school, like can't believe we've been friends now for what, 22 years. They've both got partners, and all 6 of us like get along really well, don't we? So that's like our kind of like, we love that group. And then you've got some friends like you might go for dinner with your friend without me, and I might occasionally
not to Wagamama's
meet up with my friend as well. I've got some friends and different things like that. We'll meet up with certain people individually, but also we also meet up with those as a group. There's no one that like would be weird if like we met up, like, do you know what I mean? Both of us met with them, but that's probably just because I don't know, we've known each other's friends for so long now.
But also, it's a different. We would both feel guilty at this time in our life if we were like going out for like late night drinks and stuff.
Yeah, because
and none of our friends do it anyway.
I know, they don't even have kids.
No, I know.
They're on our vibes. Actually, our friend literally just went to Glastonbury, so they're way cooler than us. We were there like, could we? No, of course we couldn't survive that at all.
I think our sofa cleaner's here.
Oh.
I just had a notification on our front door camera.
Okay. I sounded like Amber. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. I'm coming
Thanks so much for watching, guys.
See you very soon.
Oh, so guys, just a very quick update.
Hello.
Last year we took the whole of August not uploading on YouTube. This year we're not doing that, but we are just going to be a bit more
sporadic.
Random. Good word. With our uploads throughout both July and August.
We will.
So we will see you when we see you, probably in a couple of weeks.
Yay!
Have a good one.
Love you guys. Bye.